Changing thinking is a normative process, quite literally changing norms, beliefs, management assumptions. It is not, by comparison, a rational process. I explain, communicate, teach and train, and you listen. Now that may seem odd, but let's look at what happens when systems ideas are explained. Here is Hayley. She runs a sales organisation. When she first met Vanguard people, they explained that 95% of her people's performance was down to the system, the way the work works. Just watch this and see how she reacted.
My first introduction to systems thinking was to be handed the book and be told, go away, read the book, learn about systems thinking, because next week you're going to go onto a project to understand how we implement it into our business. So I read the book and the book makes sense. So I think there was some real common sense in there, and there were definitely some moments of, my God, you know, that this is quite revolutionary, I guess. Why have we not thought about these things before? Until I got to the bit where it talks about the 95-5. So 95% of it is the system, and your people, in my head, I read that as your people are only making 5% of the difference. So, you know, I go to the fundamentals course with reservations, I guess, around how it will work in such a target-driven organisation. And so on our fundamentals, Barry and John start talking to us about the 95-5 and start basically, I guess, challenging everything that I've believed in the past, in that I've worked in sales my whole life. I started as an advisor. I've been a coach, a trainer, a leader in that sales system, and have genuinely believed that in that time I've made a difference. So I have been effective at coaching my people. I have been effective at spotting those people problems and managing it. So and I know that there's some people that are really good at sales and some people that really need coaching to improve that performance. So, you know, I have these reservations on the fundamentals that these two guys are telling me that what I've believed in all this time is wrong. And so I go away from this course and think, do you know what? I don't get it. I don't think that in a sales-driven organisation where we have a plan, and I know that plan doesn't change, that this 95-5 is actually true in a sales organisation. So I go away and think, do you know what, I'm going to prove this wrong. You know, I genuinely believe I'll get out there and I will be able to prove to John that the stuff that he's telling me isn't right. So I start by looking at our sales calls. And I take 50 calls at random so that I can show that variation of performance and ability across our people. And I listen to those 50 calls, and out of those calls, only 2 of them could I put down to the person influencing that customer's decision.
Hayley is a normal human being. See how she reacted to an idea that offended her worldview. And how did she learn the truth? To her, a counterintuitive truth. The Vanguard method reveals many counterintuitive truths. If you try to explain them to managers, they often react exactly the way Hayley did. When managers see the truths for themselves through studying their organisations as systems, their thinking changes. The best way to change thinking is by doing. It's hard to deny the evidence when you see it. Change is a normative process.